Welcome to the cozy corner of the fireplace because it's very cold outside, and week 6 of the Chakra Yoga series. So week 6, yes, you guessed it, chakra number 6, Ajna, the third eye, located right at the center of the brow, kind of in the center of your head. Color associated with Ajna is indigo. And it is, the word Ajna translates to perceive or command, and command. And this is often referred to as our center for visualization, for intuition, for seeing. Now, what we connect to in a yoga practice here is stillness. So I want you to think of this analogy for a moment. When you see a beautiful, still pond, body of water, first thing in the morning, you see a stunning reflection from whatever is on the shoreline mirrored to you so that you can see it. Now, later in the afternoon, the wind picks up and the surface of the body of the water is no longer smooth. It's all rippled, and the image that was reflected in the morning is completely broken apart. And this is what happens to us when we have all kinds of thoughts in our head that distract us from everything. But it's not your fault. It's human nature to wonder, to ask questions, and to explore. So when you want to really focus and create your own, I shouldn't say your own reality, but when you want to manifest your reality, when you visualize something, a goal that you need to achieve, you need to calm your mind to be able to really focus in and begin to plan the steps to achieve your goal. So in yoga here, we focus on stillness and a singular focus. So let's begin by sitting tall. We're going to start today with a mudra. A mudra is a hand gesture. We've used them before. And the mudra we're using today is Abhisheka mudra. And it is for a singular focus. So sitting tall, bring your fists together. So your knuckles are together and the heels of your hands are together. Point your index fingers up towards the ceiling and bring the pads to touch. Just touching the index fingers. Thumbs rest side by side underneath the steeple of your index fingers. And just hold that in front of you. Again, sitting tall. You can go ahead and close your eyes. If you don't want to close your eyes, bring your gaze downward. Really want you to be able to focus here. Focusing on stillness. So let's first bring your attention to your breath. Just relax your shoulders. Let your shoulders slide down your back. Shoulder blades reaching for your hips. Let's start at the base of the spine, right at the tailbone. The lowest spot in your spine connected to the support beneath you. That is the spot of your root chakra, chakra number 1. And just visualize this bright red light right at the base of the tailbone. Bring the awareness upward now to the sacrum. Visualize orange. Traveling upward again between the belly button and the base of the rib cage to come to the solar plexus. Visualizing yellow. Feeling as your attention rises upwards, feeling the energy rising upwards as well. Kind of facilitated too by your index fingers pointing upwards. Now bringing your attention to your heart center, right at the center of the sternum. Green. Attention rises to the throat chakra, right at the base of the throat, right at the notch of the collarbones. Blue. Now rising up to brow center, right between the eyebrows, for the third eye. Indigo. A deep, rich blue. Now bring the attention to the crown of the head. Just reach the crown of the head upwards. Feel the length, the spine extending upwards as the crown reaches up. And now violet. Just feel how connected to your energy you are. And notice how focused you are holding this tall posture with hands in Abhishek Mudra. Now release the hands. You can go ahead and open your eyes. We're going to come into child's pose. Let's take a wide leg child's pose so you can really sink down. Place hand on top of hand or fist on top of fist, depending on how much support you need. That's up to you. And just rest your forehead on your hands, right at the brow center. Relax your jaw. Let your head feel really heavy. Feel the weight right at the center of the brow. You could also use a yoga block here to support your head if you choose. Now, rather than thinking of the spot right at the brow center, I want you to think about the pressure reaching in through the center of the forehead. Now just gently turn your head from side to side, just massaging the center of the brow. Just really slowly. You decide how far to turn your head. Then pause, head at center, take a breath. Really relax the jaw, exhale through the mouth. Bring yourself to table. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Now just lift the eyes, look forward. Let the back sway and exhale. Round through the back. Tuck your chin to your chest. Round through the shoulders. Inhale, lifting the eyes, look forward. Feeling the curve in the spine. Exhaling, rounding through the back. Another breath. And one more. Bring yourself back to neutral table position. Now take a breath. And as you exhale, turn to look to the left and at the same time push your hip to the left. You might be able to see it, you might not. Inhale, bringing yourself to center. As you exhale, push your hip to the right and turn to look back at your hip on the right. You might see it, you might not. Inhaling to center. Exhaling, turning to the left, pushing your hip to the left, looking to the left. Inhaling to center. Exhaling, pushing your hip to the right, looking to the right. Let's do that one more time to each side. Inhaling as you transition through the center. Exhaling as you turn to the left. So just working on a little bit of flexion into the spine here. Bring yourself back to center. Toes curl under, take a breath. And as you exhale, lift to downward dog. Bring some movement to your downward dog. Really loosen up the body. Do whatever feels good here. Keep your downward dog dynamic here. Keep it moving. Just feel into the joints, move in whatever way feels good. Swaying your hips, bending your knees, pumping your heels, hinging forward and back. Follow your body's lead. Never mind what your head wants. Just connect to your body for now, intuitively. You know what your body needs. We'll take one more breath here. As you exhale, just come into stillness in your downward dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, walk your feet towards your hands. A little bend in the knees. As you inhale, come up. And as you exhale, release. Standing tall in mountain pose. Now find something in front of you that is going to be your focal point for your practice today. We're going to be doing some balancing because balancing requires focus and stillness. See how that works together? It's amazing how yoga works. I love it, if you didn't know that already. So find something to hold your gaze. That is called your drishti, your singular focus. That's where you're going to look today. I've got a beautiful cedar tree right outside the window, and that's what I'm going to look at. It's amazing. All right, so standing tall here. Adjust your feet. You want your feet to be hip distance apart, which generally is a fist width between the balls of the big toes. Now really ground down through the soles of the feet. Feel for the four corners of your feet and the equal weight front to back, side to side. Push the feet into the mat, into the earth. Feel the earth push back, giving you a little bit of energy back. Gracefully accept that energy and harness it. Feel the strength in the legs. Feel how steady you are. Now inhale, sweep the arms up. Weave your fingers together. Now point your index fingers up towards the ceiling and bring your thumbs side by side, just like you did with Abhisheka Mudra. Arms long. Now draw the front of the rib cage in, really engage through the core, through the midsection. Yes, we've got some work to do today. Now lift your eyes to look up at your fingers. Keep your gaze on your hands, on your fingers. So long arms, but relax the shoulders. Free up your jaw a little bit. That will help keep the tension out of the neck and the shoulders. Now imagine a light from your fingertips, down through your heart center, down and landing in the mat right between the soles of your feet. Concentrate. Quiet the mind so that you can see that light running through your body, maybe extending out through your fingertips, reaching all the way down into the earth right between the soles of your feet. Now, if you can reach farther back here. You can lean into your back bend. Stay strong through the core. This all has to do with your level of flexibility. Now take a breath in, lean back, and as you exhale, come forward. Keep your eyes on your hands. Bend your knees. Keep exhaling. Fold, 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 fold. Now, instead of bringing your rib cage to your thighs, point your fingers right to that spot between the soles of your feet and reach. A full breath. Now inhale, lift up. Keep your eyes on your hands. Notice how easy it is to let your eyes wander away from your hands, anticipating what's to come. But stay in the moment. Stay with the hands. And then exhale, release the arms. Beautiful. Not easy to do that. All right, let's take a breath in. Sweep the arms up. And as you exhale, bend your knees, bow forward. Bring your fingertips to the mat. Step your left foot back. Step all the way onto your left heel. Right leg also strong. Lengthening your right leg as much as you can. Now lifting your eyes, looking towards the top edge of your mat. So it's okay if there's a bend in the right knee. Don't worry about that. Keep the left heel pushing down into the mat. And as you lift your eyes, looking towards the top edge of the mat, feel the length through the upper body, the deep stretch in the right leg. But the stretch in the right leg is different from the stretch in the left. One more breath. As you exhale, relax your gaze. Step your left foot forward. Right foot steps back. Step back onto your right heel. Pushing down onto the right heel. You want to make sure the right heel is connected to the earth. Lengthen the left leg as much as possible. You can have a bend in the left knee. It doesn't matter. And then lifting your gaze to look beyond the top edge of the mat. Notice how lifting your gaze changes all the sensations in your body. Breathe through the stretch. Now drop your eyes, relaxing through the spine, the shoulders. Step your right foot forward. Bring your hands together, weaving your fingers together, index fingers pointing down towards the floor, thumbs side by side. Sweep up. Pausing here, looking straight ahead. There's your focal point, straight ahead of you. Now pull the front of the rib cage in. Lift the eyes now up towards the hands. Looking at the hands. As you inhale, reach back if you can. And as you exhale, fold forward. Follow your hands. Try not to collapse through the spine. Bend your knees on the way down. And point to the spot right between the soles of your feet. Reach. Inhale, sweep up. Keep your eyes on your hands. Did your eyes wander? That's okay. Awareness just brings it back. And as you exhale, release. Bring your hands to your hips. All right, this time we're going to step the left foot back. Step back. Both legs long here. Hips square to the top of the mat. Shoulders square to the top of the mat. Right heel pushes down. Really open up the back of the right knee. Left leg is also long. Take a breath. And as you exhale, hinge forward. Hinge at the hip. Coming far enough forward just to begin feeling the stretch into the left hip, left leg. Going no more than halfway. Staying long through the spine, looking beyond the top edge of the mat. Breathe. Feel how firmly planted the soles of the feet are to the mat. And as you keep your eyes towards the top of your mat, you can feel that little bit of pressure at the base of the skull. Just kind of activating the third eye from every direction, right? We're three-dimensional beings. So the third eye is not right at the front of the brow. It's within the center of the skull. Your deepest knowing. Now inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, step forward. Left foot steps back. Stepping back, pushing all the way onto your left heel. Right leg also long, hips square, shoulders square. Looking at your focal point right ahead of you. Feeling how long and tall you are when you have that singular focus. You know what to do. Take a breath. And as you exhale, hinge forward. Now hold the shape of the spine as you adjust your gaze to come down towards the floor, looking beyond the top edge of your mat. Breathe. Sending the energy downwards and feeling the earth give back. Press up and step forward. Release your hands. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. As you exhale, bow forward. Bend your knees, plant your hands, step back to downward dog. Think of the length in the spine here, the length through the upper body. Heels reaching down towards the earth, long stretch in the back of the legs, relaxing the jaw. Now just aware here of any pressure behind the eyes, the nose. Just using that energy there, that strength, to free up your intuition, your insight. Notice how everything looks so different when you're upside down. Perception is everything, right? How you perceive the world is your actual experience. So right now, the world is very upside down. Lift your heels, bend your knees, walk your feet towards your hands. Knees bent. Rest your rib cage and belly on your thighs. We did this in the last class. Now inhale, use your arms to sweep up. Keep the knees bent, hands straight out in front. Now bring your palms together, coming into Anjali Mudra. Hands in prayer pose, right in front of the heart. Lift your eyes to your focal point. Now if you have to open up and lift up through the legs a little bit to find your drishti, your focal point, that's fine. Inhale, lift up, let the hands press up, bring the gaze up. Once your hands go past your eyes, follow your hands and release. All right, turning sideways on your mat now, feet wide. Bringing your arms straight out to the sides. Take a breath in, reach up, bring the gaze up. And as you exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees, bring your fingertips to the mat. Press into the floor with the soles of both feet. Lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Now, rather than looking behind you, for me, that would be the fireplace, look beyond the edge of your mat. Stay long through the upper body. We don't need to look behind. We don't need to look back. Breathe. Notice how steady you feel. You've got the weight equal on both feet. Your fingertips are grazing the mat. You feel confident. You feel sure. You can connect to your breath. You can begin to quiet the mind and find stillness here. walk your hands, your left hand towards your right foot. Just bend your right knee slightly. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Take a breath. And as you exhale, just turn to look to the right. Pull the right shoulder back. Reach the left shoulder down as your left hand reaches down. It's coming into a gentle twist. Just feel the long stretch in the inner left thigh. Now you can stay here if you like. If you feel like you have room, you can push into the mat with the right foot and lengthen the right leg. You can even bring your gaze upwards. You can even reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. But make sure you've got your breath. Right? Once you start struggling for your breath, your mind starts to wander and also struggle. Now, wherever you're at, we're going to take one more breath. As you exhale, release. Release the twist, bringing both hands back to the mat, coming back to center. Take a breath, and as you exhale, fold. Looking between your calves, between your ankles, seeing the world completely upside down once again. A breath in. Begin to press up partially, looking towards the top, the edge of your yoga mat. Bring your hands towards your left foot now. Sink into your left knee, lengthen the right leg. So the right leg is long. Right hand beside your left foot. Left hand comes to your hip. Now push down. Push, reach the right hand down through the floor to the earth. Take a breath. And as you exhale, turn to the left. Pulling the left shoulder back. Sinking into the stretch. So it's not about how big the stretch looks, or how big the stretch is, or whether or not you're in a full, complete twist. Go with your intuition here. Go with what your body is telling you that you need to do, not what your head is telling you. Give yourself time to adjust. Now you can push into the mat, lengthen through the left leg, so both legs are long. You can bring your gaze upwards, even higher, and reach the left arm up. Breathe. Take one more breath. Now, wherever you are, use your next exhalation to release the twist completely. Release, bringing your eyes back to center. Take a breath, and as you exhale, bend your knees, feel your hips sink. Now bring your hands one at a time onto your knees, pressing yourself up into this wide sumo wrestler kind of a stance. Relax the shoulders. Pull the fronts of the shoulders open and let your shoulder blades slide down towards your spine. Bring your gaze forward. Breathe. Now use your feet. Press into the mat. And as you send energy down, the earth sends energy back. Reach up. Take a big breath. Bring your eyes to your hands as your hands come together. Follow your hands as you exhale and the hands float down, palm pressing to palm, looking right at your fingertips. And release. All right, stepping to the top of your mat. Getting ready for a balance here. So holding on to your gaze, your drishti, right outside there. Whatever it happens to be for me, it's that beautiful cedar tree that's out there. All right, now let's roll the shoulders back. Let's reaffirm our connection to the earth, the steady stability of the lower body, the strength. Now just reach your arms out side to side for balance. A little energy in the hands, energy in the arms. Really open wide through the front of the body. Shift your weight slightly into your right foot. Push down with the right foot. Spread your toes on your left foot. And just float your left leg out to the left, coming into a star balance. Both legs strong. The soles of both feet reaching for the earth. Keep the left leg, all the muscles just as engaged as on the right leg. Reach, not just with the hands, but with the feet. And if you fall out, you get back up and you try again. You find your focus, you re-engage, you follow the steps, and you go for it. We'll take one more breath. Now bringing the left foot back to the mat. Feel your weight coming back to center. Keep the arms out. Working on a little bit of shoulder, upper body strength here. Arms engaged, hands engaged. Soles of the feet firmly connected to the earth. Reaching down, legs strong. Shifting your weight slightly into your left leg. Spread your toes on your right foot. Begin to activate the right leg. Keep your eyes on your drishti and float your right leg out to the right. Breathe. Remember, to achieve our goals, it often takes more than one try, several attempts, because every attempt you take, you learn something. So it's better the next time. So every time you try to balance and you fall out, think about what you learned. Focus on your drishti, follow the steps, and go for it again. Knowing that the second time, the next time, you're always a little more successful than the first time, or the time that went before. And with your exhalation, bring your right foot back to the mat beside the left. Feel yourself center off. Now inhale, bring the hands up. Look up towards the hands. Let the hands float down as you exhale, following the hands. Don't give up. Don't let go completely. I know your shoulders are tired. Looking at the fingertips. Holding the hands at heart center. Return your eyes to your drishti. Feel steady. Feel calm. Feel connected to stillness after all that activity from those star balances. Feel the calmness in your physical body and the stillness of your thoughts. It's amazing. Release your hands. Let's step right foot back. Long step with the right foot. Both legs long, soles of both feet really pushing into the earth. Strong legs, just the same as when you were in mountain pose, getting ready to do star balance. Push down with the feet, anchor the lower body. Now inhale, sweep the arms up. Bring your gaze upwards. Weave your fingers together, index fingers pointing up to the sky, thumbs side by side, kind of tented underneath your index fingers. Now take a breath. As you exhale, just soften through the shoulders. Pull the fronts of the ribs in. Some strength through the core. Now reconnect to that light, the light that reaches from the universe through the fingertips, down through the heart, reaching down, down to the earth. Take a breath. And as you exhale, keep your eyes on your hands as you fold forward slowly, mindfully, keeping your gaze on your hands, trying not to let your eyes get ahead of you. Singular focus until your fingers are pointing down to the earth, straight down. Resist the urge to look at the earth. Continue to look at your hands. Now ready to inhale and sweep upwards once again. Right heel, ground down through the right heel. Lots of strength through the legs here. Now inhale, sweep up. This is where it takes some strength. Keep your eyes on your fingers. Whew. Release the hands, take a breath. And as you exhale, hands to your hips. Look at your drishti and step towards it. Left foot steps back. Equal weight on both feet, both legs strong. Left heel pushing down, right leg long. You can have a little bit of a bend in your front knee, especially if you have a habit of overextending your knee joint. Got to be safe, right? That's the priority here. Now release the hands. Inhale, sweep up. Clasp your fingers together as you bring your eyes upwards. Index fingers reaching up to the ceiling, thumbs side by side. Connect to the light within you, kind of from your heart to your hands and out your fingertips. Take a breath. As you exhale, front of the rib cage pulls in and sweep slowly, deliberately, keeping your gaze where you want it to be, on your hands. Keep your eye on the goal here. Feeling your body respond, feeling yourself making adjustments where you need to until your fingers come to the floor, to the earth, until you're pointing downwards. You don't need to be touching the earth. You can bring your hands to your front leg if you like, but looking at your fingertips. Long through the spine. Breathe. Now inhaling, here we go. We're going to get ready to sweep upwards. Anchor the left heel, legs strong, sweep. Bring your eyes to your hands as you sweep up. Wow, this is a good challenge on this side. More challenging on this side than the last side. Release the hands as you take a breath in. As you exhale, release the hands. Find your drishti. Hands to your hips. And step forward. Now bring your feet a little bit wider, shoulder width apart. Release your hands. Roll your shoulders back. Slide your shoulder blades down towards your hips. So feel really open through the front of the body here. Now sit back, kind of coming into a wide leg chair pose. Keep your eyes on your drishti. Now inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And as you exhale, right elbow lands on top of the left elbow. So we're doing a little modification of eagle pose here. Now you can bring the backs of the hands together or wind around to bring hands together. Now bring your thumb to your third eye. whichever one touches. Take a breath, and as you exhale, sit back a little more deeply. Now look beyond your hands to your drishti, your focal point in front of you, the same focal point you've had for the whole class. Now if you like, you can do a full eagle pose here, where you cross your left leg over top of your right leg, this way. That's up to you. It's a little more challenging than this wide leg chair pose, but this one is more accessible for everybody. And you can really focus on the drishti without having to worry about your balance, which of course is the extra challenge of doing eagle pose. Now, in one fell swoop, we're going to inhale, release the hands, and sweep up. So here we go. Take a breath in. Reach up. And release. All right, let's take a moment here just to feel the energy. You can feel still where your finger, your thumb, was touching the third eye. There's still a sensation there. The Ajna is responding. And notice how when you come out of these more difficult poses, when you return to mountain pose and you look at your focal point, it's incredible. You're just ready to take a breath and just be. All right, let's inhale. Sweep the arms out and up. This time left elbow comes on top of right elbow and sit down. You can bring backs of the hands together or wrap around. Now bringing your thumb to your brow. So here we are, looking beyond the hands to the drishti in the distance. Now sitting down as low as you can. You can choose to bring your right knee over top of your left here to come into a full eagle pose. It's a little more challenging for the balance, but the results are the same. Finding stillness in the depth of a deeply engaging pose. All the muscles are firing, breath flowing. Take one more breath. Now getting ready to come out, that simultaneous breath, reach, sweep, push up to return to mountain pose. Here we go, releasing the arms, releasing the legs, reaching up, bringing the gaze up, this time bringing the palms together. Looking at the fingertips as the hands rested right in front of the heart, and returning your eyes to your drishti. Breathe. Inhale, letting the hands rise up and sweep down. As you exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step back to downward dog. Lift your heels, bring your knees down to the mat, coming into child's pose. Once again, you want the contact of your third eye in your hands or the mat or a yoga block, whatever it is that you choose. Bring your inner eye to the center of your brow. So close your eyes and look inward. Press up and swing your legs around. So legs straight out in front here. Bend your left knee and let your left knee fall out to the side. Turn your upper body so you're square to your right foot. Now if you need some support under your left thigh, you can use a yoga block. The closer the block is to your hip, the more support you have. Or you can use a rolled up blanket or towel. Just want to relax through the inner thigh so you can really focus on drawing the upper body towards your right thigh. This is actually called head to knee pose, which is why it's appropriate for third eye, Ajna chakra. So right hand beside your hip. Use the length and support of your right arm to bring some length and support to the upper body. The longer the upper body is, the deeper your forward fold will be. Now inhale, sweep the left arm up. And as you exhale, bow forward. Bring your left hand to the inside of your right leg. Now shift your right hand forward to the outside of your right leg. Take a breath. And as you exhale, drop your eyes to your knee. Already you can feel your forehead coming closer towards your knee. You can feel yourself sinking into your forward fold a little bit more. Take another breath. And as you exhale, begin to tuck your chin in toward your chest. Rounding through the shoulders. Sinking more deeply in your head to knee pose. So it's not about actually getting your head to touch your knee. It's about getting your head to come towards your knee. Feel the long stretch on the left side of the body from your hip to your armpit. Feel the long stretch in the back of the right leg from your hip to your heel. And as your chin pulls in towards your chest, feel that little bit of pressure towards the sinuses. Lift your chin away from your chest. Use your hands as support and push yourself up. Support your left knee as you bring it back to center. Switching sides now. Bend your right knee. Let your right knee fall out to the side. Use support if you need to. Blanket, yoga block, whatever it happens to be. Now turn, shoulders square to your left foot. Left hand beside your hip. Use the length and strength of your left arm to support and lengthen the upper body. Inhale, right arm sweeps up. As you exhale, bow forward. Bring your right hand to the inside of your left leg. And now slide your left hand forward to the outside of your left leg. Take a breath. As you exhale, just sink into your hips and drop your eyes towards your left knee. Pause here, take a couple of breaths. Feel your body adjusting. Now slowly begin to draw your chin towards your chest. Let your shoulders round. As you come deeper into head to knee pose. Janu Shirshasana. Long stretch in the right side from your hip to your shoulder. Long stretch in the left side from your hip to your heel. Lift your chin away from your chest, lengthening through the upper body once again. Use your hands to press into the mat and bring yourself all the way up. Stretch your legs out straight out in front. So in yoga, we have 3 physical focal points. We have the core of the pelvis, we have the heart, and we have the palate. So the palate is what's associated with the third eye. The heart, of course, right at the center of the sternum, is often when we're doing downward dog or hand balances. Core of the pelvis is most often for standing balances. When we did star balance, the focal point where the strength, all the forces came together, was right at the core of the pelvis. When we were in downward dog, where all the forces came together, was right at the heart. So now we need to activate the palate. Bend your knees, feet flat on the floor, and roll yourself back. Yes, we're getting ready to do a bridge pose. We've done a few of these. You could also do plow pose, but I kind of feel that's a little beyond the reach. You need a little more personal instruction to do plow pose. So here we go, bridge pose. Yeah, let's do it. So soles of the feet, get a sense that your ankles are underneath your knees and you can feel the soles of the feet well connected to the earth. Hips heavy. Bend your elbows so you got robot arms right at your sides. Roll your shoulder blades underneath you. Really feel open through the heart center. Remember, there's no compression at the heart center here. Now tilt your head back slightly so you feel like the tops of your ears are pointing towards the floor. Soft through the jaw, no restriction in the throat here. Now push into the mat with the backs of the arms equally. Feel the heart beginning to lift and the heaviness of the hips. Now bring your awareness to the palate, right at the back of your throat where you cluck your tongue. That's your palate. Now lift off. Use your feet to push into the mat and lift off. Slowly feel the pressure increasing at the palate. As the hips lift and pull away from the mat, you can feel the pressure there, right behind the eyes, the sinuses, the palate. Now relax the jaw and just breathe. So it's not about a huge bridge pose here, but just really connecting to the sensation right behind the eyes. Activating the third eye. Now exhale and slowly come down. Just as slowly, feel the pressure releasing from the palate, releasing from behind the eyes. With every vertebrae that returns to the mat, there's a little bit less pressure at the back of the head. Now reach for your knees. Just give yourself a hug and a gentle rock from side to side. Feet to the floor. And coming into final relaxation, Shavasana. Make whatever adjustments you need so you're comfortable here for your next few breaths. Now let's return to that visualization we had at the very beginning. So let's take a breath and just sweep the body clean of any little bit of tension. And as you exhale, just sink into the earth. Feel Mother Earth receive you with her support, with her love. Jaw is soft, eyes are softly closed. If you don't want to close your eyes, just let your eyelids feel really heavy until you can just see little slits of light. Now bringing your attention to the base of the spine and the root chakra, Muladhara. If you can, visualize red. Take a few breaths here. Maybe it comes, maybe it doesn't. It doesn't matter. Just focus on the color red and the sensation right at the base of the tailbone. Bringing the gaze upwards now, the inner focus upwards to the sacrum, right at the center of the hips, where you feel the pressure between your hip bones. Sacral chakra and orange. Awareness coming upwards now to the solar plexus, above the belly button but below the rib cage. Yellow. Center for digestive health, absorbing all your nutrients, processing all your food, digesting all your experiences. Drawing energy upwards again now to the heart, right at the center of the sternum. Anahata. Green. Love, compassion, empathy. Pulling energy upwards again to the throat chakra, right at the base of the throat, the notch in the collarbones. Vishuddha, center for communication, for truth. Blue, the blue of a Caribbean sea. Bringing your awareness upwards again to Ajna, third eye chakra, centered between the spot right at the center of your eyebrow and the spot where you feel the pressure at the back of your head. A deep, rich, indigo blue. Visualizing dreams where ideas begin to come to life. Manifestations begin to turn into a reality. And then the crown chakra, right at the very top of the skull. Violet. The spot where ideas begin. The part of you that is closest to the heavens. Feel the rainbow of light within you. And when all these colors combine, they create this beautiful white light that shines from the inside out. Feel the warmth of the light. Be the light. I invite you to Stay here bathed in light for as long as you choose. Or you can rise up with me now. Begin to return by bringing some movement to your fingers and your toes, your hands and feet, arms and legs. Bend your knees one at a time, placing your feet on the floor, and then gently roll onto your right side. Take a breath, and then press up. Sit tall. Bring your hands once again into Abhisheka Mudra. Fists together, index fingers pointing up, thumbs side by side underneath the index fingers. Hands just resting right in front of you where they naturally want to be. You can go ahead and close your eyes or bring your gaze downward. Just connect to stillness here, clarity. Marvel at how focused you are in this moment after a rigorous yoga practice. And release your hands as you take a breath in, sweep your arms out and up, bringing hands together overhead. Let your hands float down, palm pressing to palm with your exhalation. Just taking a moment for gratitude. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be loved. May all beings be at peace. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.